BLUETTI Elite 200 V2 versus Anker SOLIX C2000 Gen 2. And the real question is whether the pricier Anker earns that gap, because both hold right around 2 kilowatt hours, which is roughly a full day of fridge and essentials. The BLUETTI pushes more continuous power, though the Anker weighs noticeably less and can be expanded later. By the end, you'll know which one fits how you'll actually use it. Let's break it down. Let's start with the thing most people are actually worried about, which is whether these can run the stuff that matters when the lights go out. The BLUETTI Elite 200 V2 puts out 2600 watts continuous, and that's the number that decides whether a microwave and a coffee maker can run at the same time. It also advertises a power lifting mode up to 3900 watts, but that only applies to pure resistive loads like a heater or a kettle, and the actual output stays at 2600. The Anker SOLIX C2000 Gen 2, meanwhile, is rated at 2400 watts continuous with a 4000 watt peak, so it has more headroom for startup surges when a compressor or a power tool kicks in. Owners back that up. People report running countertop microwaves that pull 1800 watts, and one camper says it handled an air conditioner for about an hour and a half. Check your appliances running and startup wattage before you decide, because that gap of 200 watts of continuous power matters less than most people think, and the surge headroom matters more. Where that plays out day to day is runtime, and here they're almost twins. 2074 watt-hours on the BLUETTI against 2048 on the Anker, so the capacity difference is noise. What isn't noise is standby draw, and both are excellent. 10 watts idle on the Elite and 9 on the Anker. That's a third of what a lot of stations burn just sitting there powered on. Anker claims a dual-door fridge for up to 32 hours, and I take that as a fair ballpark. And there's an opinion about the Elite 200 V2 that made the efficiency real for me. I made toast while brewing coffee, and I've even run an electric pressure cooker and an air fryer at the same time. This is the only large battery I own that can handle that, so I can cook a proper dinner without waiting. Efficiency doesn't help you much if you can't get the thing into the truck, though. The Elite weighs 53.5 pounds and is shaped like a cube, roughly 14 by 10 by 13 inches. The Anker comes in at 41.5 pounds in a longer, lower body, about 18 inches wide but only 10 tall. 12 pounds is a real difference when you're lifting it over a tailgate or hauling it to a campsite. Both have dual handles, and honestly, neither one is something you carry any distance solo. But if you're moving it in and out of a vehicle regularly, the Anker is the easier one to live with, and the Elite leans more towards semi-stationary home backup. Getting them full again is where the Anker pulls ahead the most. It hits 80% in 45 minutes and 100% in 58 with AC and solar together, plus 800 watt alternator charging that fills it in about 3 hours off your car. The BLUETTI's turbo mode gets you 80% in an hour and full in about an hour and 25, with a silent mode that drops to 16 to 30 decibels if it's charging near where you sleep. On solar, the Elite accepts up to 1000 watts against 800 on the Anker. But here's the catch. The Elite caps you at 60 volts of panel input, and a fair number of owners have gotten far less than their panels are rated for because of that ceiling. Check your panel voltage and current before you count on that 1000 watts. The other split is expansion. The Anker takes a second battery to reach 4 kilowatt hours, which doubles your fridge runtime, while the Elite is fixed at what it ships with. Both do UPS switchover, so pick the Elite if what's in the box is enough for you. On longevity, the BLUETTI claims 6,000 cycles and a 17-year lifespan against 4,000 cycles on the Anker, both on LiFePO4 cells. That's a real edge on paper, though the Elite gives you no way to set charge limits to protect the cells, which frustrates the solar crowd. The Anker is newer, so long-term owner evidence is still thin. Controls are awash with caveats. The Anker's app is genuinely well built, with timers and an adjustable input dial, though its display is small enough that owners complain. BLUETTI's app does firmware updates and support handles issues through it, but Wi-Fi setup can be clumsy and cloud connections time out. So where does the money go? The Anker costs noticeably more, and you're paying for 12 fewer pounds, the expansion battery option, the faster full recharge, and the better app. The BLUETTI is the cheaper one, and still gives you more continuous power, more solar input on paper, a longer cycle rating, and a quieter charging mode. Here's the call. If I'm the one buying, I take the BLUETTI because it costs less, while handing you the bigger inverter, the higher cycle count, and a charging mode you can sleep next to. That said, if you're hauling it to campsites and lifting it in and out of a truck, week after week, those 12 pounds you save with the Anker will change your mind fast. And if you think you'll want double the runtime down the road, the Anker is the only one of the two that lets you bolt on a second battery. For a fixed spot in the garage or a closet running your fridge through an outage, though I wouldn't spend the extra on it. And you, which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. Links below in the description.